And it's not that you build the hardware and then go to the tech company to build the software. No, you do it together. You have common goals and aspirations. You build on each other's ideas. You collaborate day in and day out. It's not that long-term collaboration. It's everyday collaboration that needs to happen. So that means we should have very clear understanding of who owns what IP and how we will stitch together all our IP together. What are the do's and the don'ts? That's where, when we talk about a quantum leap, you need to have IP focus every single day on every single thing that we do. That's the only way we will be able to build a product and get it out into the market and monetize it. So IP is not just an end goal, but every moment, every step that you take in building such a product, IP will have a very strong focus. Because we are always talking about the positives of IP, what value IP can create. Also look at the other side. If you are not careful about it, what kind of trouble it can create for you. So you need to be very, very careful in terms of making the right practices, having the right strategy in terms of protecting and also in terms of attributing it to the right people who have contributed to it. All these things becomes the culture of the organization if you want to build your business around quantum leaps. To make that kind of a quantum leap, you need tremendous power, isn't it? Just going back to the analogy of Hanumanji taking a leap. He is somewhere at the end of India, and then he is going to muster enough power to take that big leap across the ocean to Sri Lanka. Tremendous power. And imagine the amount of power that you need to make a quantum leap like that. That power comes from three fundamental sub-powers. One is what we call as the exertion, the desire, the motivation that we have to really take up a big complex problem, a very disruptive problem, which can really revolutionize the kind of space that you are in. So when you talk about the software defined, that is one example of it, definitely. And you can think of your own equivalents in your own domains in space. But everything starts with that wish that I want to crack a problem which is so complex. Second is of course the domain knowledge, what we call as the Jnana. Without the domain knowledge, it's only a nice desire to have on a PPT, but you will not be able to make progress further on that. That domain knowledge, again, I think comes in a big way. Because you'll be able to quickly find out what are the things in that space, study those patents, understand what are the key trends in terms of what the experts in the space, the leaders in the space, where they are building their intellectual property, how can I quickly learn all those and join them in terms of further building the real innovation comes. Because your product should be well differentiated from every other product out there. And that comes only through innovation. And you get a patent only when there is a significant step, inventive step out there, where what you are talking about is something which is really fueling your quantum leap. One is the Ichha Shakti, second is the Jnana Shakti, the third is the Kriya Shakti. And all these things are captured together when we talk about the intellectual property that is enabling that quantum leap. So friends, all you need is a big idea and the focus to split it into smaller things and systematically solve it, protect the IP around it, and go ahead and monetize it. So you need not be an expert in that space, you need not have worked in that area for a very long time, you need not have made big investments in that space. You could be new, but still, if you dare to pick up a difficult problem, and if you are creative enough, you'll be able to protect your idea, and based on that intellectual property, you'll be able to build your business on it. So this is a real golden opportunity because it levels the whole playing field. Anybody can really become a leader in a technology space by prioritizing, working on the right problems, and creating the right intellectual property around it. Then it's a very democratic process. All you have is IP, which puts you on par with any other expert veteran in that space who has been in that space for a much longer time than you. This is where the true value of idea comes in. And that's where I believe that IP can be the true enabler when you aspire to make a quantum leap. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Gopal, for giving a very good theoretical and philosophical angle to the creativity as well. I would invite Professor Dr. Heinz Gupta to share his view on the subject of electronics, computers, and AI.
Yeah, good morning or good afternoon, everybody. Sorry that I'm today here to be with certain of you a little bit less awake than I'm usual when I'm here in India. I love your country, I'm often here. The reason is that I was flying overnight from a place called Taiwan and a place Shenzhen, and I was one day in Taiwan, I was one day in Shenzhen. Why do I mention this at all? The reason is I was not invited there as a lawyer, patent lawyer. I have besides that other functions. I am in the German Ministry for Economy. I am the chair of a working group for industry-university cooperation, standing working group since 20 years, where we develop model agreements which can be used between universities, public research institutions, and with industry in order to bring innovations into place and to share innovations with others, to build startups, valuation disputes that plays a role, etc. That is not my subject. My subject is the following. I'm a physicist, like the speaker before, and quantum means something very important. It means, for example, that certain things, whether they exist only in our mind or whether in reality do exist, have a double nature. It is a certain particle can be a wave at some time and it can be a particle at some time. This is what quantum theory told the old-fashioned mechanical engineers, not engineers, scientists, some 100 years ago. And where your car has without any latency, preferably, to see this to be the other one, because when the country goes to electromobility, autonomous driving first, you have